in the city of brotherly love. Welcome to Philadelphia, where Rocky ran the streets and made us believe in something more.
He is one of the best in the world.
He wasn't just a boxer, he was a symbol of grit, of heart.
Is the Frenchman going to get it? He absolutely does.
Of rising up to the challenge.
Kerr takes it.
When the world knocks you down. That spirit, you'll find it here in every block and in every athlete running the track tonight. Because this isn't just sport. It's chasing something just out of reach.
Whoa! So much better than everybody else.
And pushing hard until you grab it.
Got all that going for us.
He's the slam champion.
This is Grand Slam
or
track.
maybe watching the VOD later. So
Welcome to
prepare
the fight.
for more action from Philadelphia on day 2 of Grand Slam track.
For the third Grand Slam track, then, we have traveled north to Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, a city steeped in history and culture, as well as offering one or two famous movie scenes, as we've just seen. It has a vibrant music and food scene and has given the world the famous Philly cheesesteak, if that's your sort of thing. They love their sports here, the Sixers, the Phillies and the Eagles, Super Bowl champions, and we hope that they're going to welcome the world's greatest athletes as well. So it's day 2. Yesterday we had the threat of some storms, but it looks calmer today. Really looking forward to another excellent day. I'm Steve Cram, with me Carrie Tollefson and Anson Henry. More to look forward to today, guys. Hope so.
I'd say, I mean, from everything from the short sprints all the way up to the long distance, it's going to be lights out fun.
YouTube's got a special poll.
And we hope the weather behaves itself. It actually feels a little bit cooler today, but that's okay. We can cope with that. Good conditions for the athletes.
Please check it
Have
out.
a little bit of a following wind in this home straight at the famous Franklin Field.
So I figured we get on early and hopefully beat the rush to the live streams, particularly for YouTube. It feels like staking your claim out on the wild frontier or something. You gotta get there early or you're too late. What's happening, Sharmer John? Hopefully you're having a great day and ready for day 2 for Grand Slam track. How's your Sunday been so far? And please let me know if it needs to go up or down volume-wise. I know yesterday, I think I was too loud compared to the feed from Philadelphia. So if I need to turn them up or turn myself down, happy to do so. Of course, yeah. Thanks to you for being here. Hopefully we'll have a great time watching all the events today. Like I'm scrambling just a little bit. I think I got all my lights on and all that good stuff here in the office. Now when I talk, there's little lights on the floor just to light up.
Ready, set, go.
Looks like that. Volume's great. You should good here. Okay, yeah. If I'm too quiet or whatever, it goes on. Seems like every time I have lights for it, it feels a little different as far as how loud it comes in, so then you just kind of have to adjust once you're live.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Grand Slam track. This is where the world's best athletes come together in a unique challenge to contest 2 races over 2 days and decide who wins one of the biggest prizes in our sport. We are in Philadelphia, USA. This is Grand Slam track.
On the bottom left window when we have the races going, so that way you guys.
Now this is a story all about how. No, this is a tale of the underdog.
It's going to be cutting out. What is going on in Miami? Costa, he gets it!
In the city of brotherly love. Welcome to Philadelphia, where Rocky ran the streets and made us believe in something more.
He is one of the best in the world.
He wasn't just a boxer, he was a symbol of grit, of heart.
Is the Frenchman going to get it? He absolutely does!
Of rising up to the challenge.
Kerr takes it!
And the world knocks you down. That spirit, you'll find it here in every block and in every athlete running the track tonight. because this isn't just sport. It's chasing something just out of reach.
Whoa! So much better than everybody else.
And pushing hard until you grab it.
The Kenyan gets it! He's the slam champion.
This is Grand Slam track.
I think there's big
Welcome to the fight.
Johnson, so probably fine.
So we move north for the third in the Grand Slam series. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a city steeped in history and culture, as well as being the venue for one or two famous movies, as you've just seen. It has its own vibrant music and food scene, home of the Philly cheesesteak, if that's your sort of thing. It's also the home of some great sports teams, the Sixers, the Phillies, and the Super Bowl champions, the Eagles. And they'll be welcoming, we hope, the world's athletes to their great city, and to Franklin Field, one of the most historic venues in the world for track. Day 2 here in Philadelphia. Really looking forward to crowning all of the Slam champions in our 11 events. I'm Steve Crown, with me Carrie Tollefson and Anson Henry.
What's up, man?
Hey.
You got a cheesesteak yet?
It's certainly not, sir. I'd have the steak.
Listen out, man.
Keep the cheese, thank you.
Maybe a pretzel?
Anything else? Keep the cheese. We are really looking forward to it. These guys have obviously been keeping themselves away from all the fine food here, getting ready for day 2. And as I said, we'll be crowning the Slam champions. And there'll be some celebrations. Dos Santos there, perhaps giving us a dance or two, who knows. Weather is set fair. We had a chance of storms yesterday. They've blown through. It's a perfect day, really. But the breeze down the home straight, 21 degrees centigrade. Set very fair indeed for a cracking day. This is what we've got in store for you. And then Cockrell will be going shortly to have a go at winning her first Slam title. Credit Cunningham done it before, no hurdles, just a flat for them. Great 800 coming up in the women's short distance. Sydney is going in the 100 meters. Rarely seen her contest that. Can't wait for that. Grant Fisher in the 3,000 meters. We've got the 200s and the long sprints to come as well. And then to wrap things up, a cracking 1,500 meters. With the two 100-meter races and the short sprints, Kenny and Gabby there trying to take the titles. So let's have a little look at how it's all standing in terms of the overall standings. In 5th place, there's an extra $100,000 prize for both the men and the women. Grant Fisher, Gabby Thomas. Matt Hudson-Smith could improve things for him today with his second Slam title, sitting in a good position. Arup was brilliant in the 800 yesterday. Paulino continues to win. Sydney's now dropped to 2nd in the women's overall standings, with Dos Santos and Kenny Bednarek tied on 60, the clear leader in the women's overall standings. Well, the party has already started.
I love it.
Valerie Briscoe in the orange and Gwen Torrance in the blue. They've still got some moves.
Oh, yeah.
A little something.
Oh, yeah.
They succeeded each other, I think, as Olympic soon to be the champion. I love the fact that in the back there, Agnes and Gaten, she won yesterday in the 3,000, is just happy to sit and watch.
She's resting her legs.
Great work. Loving it. And it was a great atmosphere yesterday, and it will be continuing today. And if you're not quite sure how all of this works still, well, Michael Johnson can give us a little reminder.
So here we are, the greatest show in racing, Grand Slam track. 96 of the fastest humans on the planet are coming together to fight for glory. They're competing for a prize fund of over $12 million.
Over 4 slams, we are changing the sport with 6 new racing groups.
Short sprints,
Long sprints,
short hurdles,
long hurdles,
welcome back in,
short distance,
sprint track. How's
long
your day
distance.
going?
Most athletes will compete twice in their group.
If you're in short
remember the
sprints,
time
it's the
difference. I think
100
it's like
and
midnight
200
for you or
meter.
something.
And
I had
our
a pretty
long
late
distance
night.
runners will compete over an epic 3,000 meters.
There's points on the
afternoon
line
here, so-
at every event.
12 for
12 for-
first, 8 for
We're gonna do
second,
it military
6 for
time,
third. You get the vibe.
Add the points together, and you have a leaderboard. And every
Of course,
place
friend.
matters.
Yeah, thanks for
Because
tuning
where
in and
you
watching.
finish
Glad
changes
that we
how
have
much you win.
today's,
If there's a tie on
Grand Slam
points,
track, and I hope we
times
have
from
more
both
Grand
races
Slam
are
track
added
moving
together,
forward.
with the quickest taking the win and the money.
And it doesn't end there. Over 4 slams, our overall points winners will be crowned Racers of the Year.
Grand Slam is rewriting the rules of track.
It's rolling, but shouldn't be long.
Well, we've seen so many stars or current stars, and one or two of the passive has just seen. Here's one of the future, Quincy Wilson, signing autographs. Great crowd, very knowledgeable crowd here.
Very.
One of the US's bright young stars. They have an embarrassment of riches in the 400 meters, always do.
Yeah, but he's already a star.
He is indeed. Not here in this 400 meters, because this is for the long hurdles. They had their 400 hurdles yesterday, so now on the flat, Dos Santos won again yesterday. Was a little bit unsure of himself. I felt over the first couple of barriers yesterday. It's an unusual track here, more of that in a second. But Chris Robinson, who finished third yesterday, could yet cause an upset because he's a very good 400 meter runner. For a little while was the fastest in the world this year. He's still the third fastest so far in 2025 on the flat 400.
Probably be better without.
So Dos Santos has a perfect record so far, is looking to continue with that. Trevor Bassett was the one who finished second in the hurdles yesterday. Not as good in the 400 flat normally, Trevor Bassett. So some work to do for him if he were to overturn things here. You've got to look at Dos Santos, Anson.
You do, but you know what? Even though he's won all the slams, there's been a notion of battling. He's always been a battle. It hasn't been a Sydney walk.
All right,
So,
there we go.
I mean, coming into today, I don't know if it's necessarily safe to say he's a shoo-in to win this 400 because he's battled it through all the way. I think Trevor Bassett, I mean, he's been showing some grit. And does he have enough grit to win this 400? Maybe. He's a 200. He's actually a 400 meter indoor silver medalist. So he has shown some prowess. And I mean,
that's pretty cool. Got the day job.
You never know in this world of Grand Slam track.
Well, let's do two things here. Just set it up in terms of that. If he finishes in the top 2, he wins the slam.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what else happens.
Yes.
For Robinson to win, well, he needs Alison Dos Santos not to go so well, not be in the top 3. If they tie on points, we go to time then. The combined time for the athletes. And for Dos Santos, he's in lane 7, has got Robinson outside him, so can keep an eye, try and follow him. And the lane draw here, really important here at Franklin Field, because it's an unusual track, and the athletes in lanes 1, 2, and 3 actually have to cross the finish line twice.
Previously on Grand Slam track, men's long hurdles.
Dos Santos with work to do. 3 of them abreast, and here goes the Brazilian. Those long legs of his, taking him away from everybody else. Bassett fighting to the line, but it's going to be Dos Santos again. Chris Robinson in lane 8 on the outside, and this incredibly famous, historic track, but one in which the outside lanes definitely have a bit of an advantage in the 400 meters. So Robinson with a 44.15 clocking is set fair here in terms of his opportunity to try and cause the upset. As Dos Santos, he's not that cold, that's what he always does on the start line. He knows he wants to win this slam and also keep his perfect record going with a victory on the flat here. Clement Ducos, we haven't seen the best of the Frenchman yet in Grand Slam. Got a good lane here as a racer. He's in 6th. Now Caleb Dean, again yesterday, went out really hard, faded over the last couple of barriers, but has immense talent at 400 meters flat. Was 3rd in this event in Miami with a new personal best, 45.18. Then Trevor Bassett. Well, he's never been under 45 seconds for the flat event. Looked pretty good yesterday, 48.25, and finishing pretty close to Dos Santos. Then we've got CJ Allen, finished 5th. Assini Wilson, very good young Jamaican. Not a bad 400 meter runner either, but tricky on that inside, these 2 inside lanes. Gerald Drummond takes lane 1, man from Costa Rica. Well, the reason they do that is when this track was originally made, what is now lane 4 was the 400 meters, and then the inside lanes added because of the walls and the old buildings. The full 9 lanes you can have here, but the 8 lanes we are using means 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, I like this
they
shot.
have to run more than 1 lap to complete 400 meters. I hope you've got that. I've tried to explain as much as I can. What a great drone shot there through the entrance. The guy's ready to go.
Trevor Bassett had something written on his hand. I hope we get the question afterwards to see what that was.
Maybe it was stay in lane 5. More of that later. Actually, no, he's in lane 4. Stay in 4.
Oh, you might have jinxed him.
I may have. Dos Santos in 7, Robinson in 8. Men's 400.
Men's long hurdles just about to commence.
Dos Santos stood up out of the blocks, didn't he? And they let Robinson just take a meter or so. Plenty of time to hold that back in. Caladine has gone off very, very quickly. He's already hauled in Ducos, the Frenchman. Down the back straight, the crowd rise. They know where the battle is. They know where the fight for the slam needs to happen. It's Robinson and Dos Santos keeping an eye on his big rival, going well in lane 2, Arsene Wilson. And his stagger will unwind and put him close to the top 3. But it's Dos Santos going well, and then Bassett trying to come back into it. Caladine is still there. There's 5 men with a chance here. Dos Santos with Robinson on the outside. Dos Santos is starting to tie up. Bassett is trying to get there. Robinson coming back, but it's going to be Bassett. Dos Santos threw himself across the line.
He had the grit. He actually did have the grit.
Does Dos Santos get second place? Because then we're into times. No, Robinson is second, and that means that Trevor Bassett will be the Grand Slam champion. He doesn't know it yet because he might not have seen the result by 1/100th of a second. Robinson holds off Dos Santos, and that means that from a points total, 12 points for the win. And because Bassett was second yesterday in the hurdles, he has a total of 20 points. Dos Santos only 18. There he goes.
I had a feeling, man. I had a feeling. On that straightaway, they all came together. And when that happens in the 400, it's just who wants it more. And I mentioned grit. I got it in quotations right here, grit. Trevor Bassett, huge win for him. Like I said, as we're coming to the home stretch, I think having Caleb Dean on the outside of him helped him a lot because Caleb got out really well on the first turn and put him in great position early in the race. And because of that, him coming next to Dos Santos in the straightaway, I think he had more of a desire to get to the line because it is his first slam. And Dos Santos has kind of had a cakewalk so far. Dos Santos looked uncomfortable on the straightaway right away.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, he stood up out of the blocks almost.
You mentioned that.
You know,
you mentioned that.
He didn't start well yesterday.
Yeah.
And we have to remember, you know, the margin for Bassett was much smaller. Like, he's closer to his flat-out best in the 400 here than Dos Santos.
Right.
But, and indeed Robinson, but he did it.
Right. And with different tracks, I mean, it kind of changes the race pattern. And I don't know if Dos Santos has ever ran on a track like this before. But, wasn't working out in his favor today.
All right, let's just tidy all of that up. 12, 8, 6 for those top 3 there. That's where the action was, really. That's where it was going to be decided. Dean perhaps could have got, would have had to win that and hope that other things happened to help him out. But
City View, their angle. I believe so. Yeah, how's it going?
Trevor Bassett moves to 20. Dos Santos 18.
Yeah, I believe it's their
Robinson 14. He takes 3rd place, and there's the prize.
Live on YouTube
Bassett
and Twitch, so we got both chats kind of combined today. Should be there below my webcam box prior to the races, so I'll try
Trevor Bassett, you are now Grand Slam champion in Philadelphia. How does that sound?
It sounds incredible. It sounds amazing.
The grit and tenacity you showed in that was absolutely sublime. That was a proper race gun to tape.
Thank you. I pride myself on my toughness on my finish.
I wonder if YouTube
I just put my faith in God.
Let me
I was
try
going to
to
run as hard as I can and let God deliver me through the race.
Okay, so I brought it down like 20%. I hope you guys can still hear their broadcast compared to my voice. And if we need to keep tweaking it, we will. But yeah, it could be the difference between platforms because the YouTube guys are saying like, no, that's perfect.
I believe that I can win.
Yesterday was a little bit overpowering their broadcast. Hear me better. Oh, awesome.
You did exactly that. Congratulations.
Thank you. God bless.
Huge Racer of the Year implications there. Huge.
Yeah, Kenny Bednarik to come, who still has a perfect record. Dos Santos is gone. Now, what about this women's 400 meters in the same event? So the long hurdles, Anna Cockrell popped up yesterday. Olympic silver medalist, took the win, her first time in Grand Slam.
Oh yeah, if anybody wants to sign up, we have the Hive, and they're going to be getting more opportunities soon for people that are interested in getting going. I'm trying to grab that link. I think the Hive link was in the opportunities too, but should have it on hand for anybody that wants it.
But Jasmine Jones going to watch out for her as well. So what about Anna Cockrell? Over 400 meters.
Yeah, they should have quite a bit of live sports incoming for different sports too. So like we've had golf, we've had home run derby X, we used to have Big Three basketball. Don't really know what's going to come down the pipe, but they've done a really good job of sourcing different sports for us to stream. So
a really good shot here. Her personal best right here is
it's really easy content, you know, compared to gaming or whatever. Just jump on, react with your community. I'm usually on in the night, so I lose a lot of my regulars that come by for these daytime streams, but occasionally get some new folks coming through too. Can't wait to see all of yesterday's winners dethroned today.
So I think she's got a 53 back in the day, but and she ran a 500 recently indoors and about 70. I mean, of course she's going to run much quicker.
Yes,
of course she is.
Yes.
And like the Latin Guild is such a nice program. I was fortunate to get into the guild when it opened. And the reason I got into Creator Sports Network a long time ago was Twitch used to have a Twitch sports program, and I joined that way back when. And then, you know, sometimes one thing leads to another, and you get your foot into other doors. So, you know, being in the Twitch program brought me into Creator Sports a while ago. And like the Latin Guild, we've had a lot of cool opportunities so far.
Big opportunity to win this.
I'm glad that it exists.
Second to Femke Ball in the Diamond League recently, and ran very well indeed, and has got a good lane draw here after finishing third in the 400 hurdles to Cockrell yesterday. Knows that if she wins this out there in lane 8, then the slam could be hers. She'll be trying to ignore what's happening behind.
Oh, when you open
teammate, 32-year-old.
I'm reading chat and my mouth is going faster than my brain's going there. But yeah, got in when they opened it up to affiliates. I don't know why they didn't open it to affiliates initially. Maybe they wanted to kind of ramp it up and work out the kinks with the partners there initially. You know, I really like the decathlon, which they don't get into here during Grand Slam track, but I think being decent at a lot of different events is a nice way to see who's the best all-around athlete. So I've always enjoyed the decathlon like in the Olympics over the years. Would not say I'm very knowledgeable of track and field events, though. Thankfully, we've been getting some new YouTube viewers that come in and they know quite a bit more than I do about it. Golf, baseball, basketball, American rules football, soccer to a lesser extent. Those are more in my wheelhouse as far as events that I feel like I know what I'm talking about compared to track. But hey, if there's sports on, I don't mind jumping on and streaming and seeing what happens. Do you have a favorite track and field event?
In lane 1 for the Brit. So what's going to happen here?
Ladies are getting towards the tracks
with
here.
the 12 points in lane 3 here.
Boy, they got some cool drone shots coming
as
through.
As good as one or two of the others. Adrianette Knight, who has shown that she can go well in the 400 flat. Jasmine Jones, we just don't know.
Yeah, so it's the women's long hurdles.
Who they have to beat
400 meter getting started. I think we have an itinerary in a PDF file. Let me see. That way I can sort of know what's coming down the pipe here today. Yeah, I got an event sheet. I wish it was a link.
Cleanly away this time.
So the event started at 41 past the hour. And we should have...
Making the others chase. Try and keep your rhythm.
Looking through, we should have almost 2 hours of track and field today. And you never know, sometimes there's delays and stuff getting things going. Hey, what's up, Ghana Boy Quo? How's everything going? I've been enjoying your streams, man. I'm glad you got the webcam and stuff going. Pop by and see what's going on. I usually lurk a bit more than I chat. If I chat, I don't do anything productive. If I'm in here supposed to be like making making edits or anything like that. You ran the 1600 back in high school. That was a pain. You love seeing the 100 and 200. And this looks like a pretty close race right here today.
Lena Nielsen trying to hang on. It's going to be very close on the line. Nielsen takes it from Jasmine Jones.
The first lane came through just a little bit
and that means to me,
for the lady with the red outfit. Boy, that was tight.
Great run from Lena Nielsen in lane 2. That's tricky here.
Are you still playing a lot of FIFA Ultimate Team, or are you playing some other game modes these days?
Come to terms with this 400 meters here at Franklin Field, and Adrianette Knight in particular. I think when Clayton came up on her, maybe losing her race there, she had to try and beat Jones, and Jones strong in the home straight. So she is going to take it. She's only just found out.
Yeah, I'd like to stream it like I used to, but man, I have a hard time keeping up with chat, especially these days now that I multi-stream. You know, trying to play Ultimate Team, and if you look away for a second, boom, somebody gets a goal on you. It's like you sold the game away. Yeah, clubs is fun, man. Clubs is really nice with the community.
Well, they can afford it, so they could definitely buy them.
I don't know why I haven't played more clubs than I have recently. Not that I'm super good at it, but I have a good time.
Come over to engage in
jumping on with a friend.
Grand Slam, and didn't go as well yesterday. She would have liked to.
What'd you think about PSG taking down the Champions League?
The win there.
Yeah, I still can't tell them apart. But as I said, coming into this straightaway, I think that Jasmine knew these two women on the outside of me I have to beat. And
surprised how bad the scoreline got.
You know, she secured the win. Not necessarily, you can tell 400-meter hurdlers when they run the 400 that it's just not comfortable.
Hey, there's our buddies from Creator Sports Network. Yeah, if you get a chance, please check out the Creator Sports Network Hive, provided to us right there from the founders of Creator Sports Network. You too can live stream sports, just like we're doing here as we're getting ready to ramp up and open up the Hive for other content creators.
8 points for Jones. That's enough. That's good enough.
Crazy that Mbappe misses out most of the year when he leaves to Madrid. Long time coming. Yeah, I'm happy for Donnarumma. I'm super casual, so I tend to just watch like the Euro and the World Cup and, you know, like UEFA Champions League final, maybe a little bit of the matches as they ramp up towards it. So I'm just happy for Donnarumma to get it done.
You get the win, you get a PR in that 400. What's going through your mind?
The glory.
You know, I'm really proud of myself for this meet. I went pretty nervous my opener. Didn't know where I was at, battling some injuries early on.
Marquinhos was an OG.
Kind of executed, and I'm proud of myself.
What does that PR do for your confidence?
I mean, it's huge. Anything I did was a PR. It's my first Open 4 ever, so just kind of come out and test myself and see where I was at. So I did big things. I'm proud of myself.
Thanks so much. Congratulations.
Well, I mentioned this place, and it's quaint kind of track.
I don't know if they'll ever stream directly off the Creator Sports Network account, but I should probably be following it. So I'll shout them out in case anybody else wants to follow that one. Maybe they'll let me host something over there one of these days.
Relays running at Franklin Field, and it's just such an amazing stadium.
Yeah, so we get the aerial views of Philly as we wait for the next event.
We had to come here. I always wanted to run at Franklin Field. I wanted to run at Penn Relays, but it wasn't until I got into my professional career that I finally ran here. The stadium was packed. Everybody's so close, so it feels much more intimate. It was an amazing experience, unlike any other track experience I ever had. There's been a lot of history made here. The Philadelphia Eagles used to play here years ago. We're here now with Grand Slam track, so I expect that there's going to be a lot more history made here. We've got
I would love to go watch some of the World Cup when it comes here to the U.S. Not sure how much the cost is going to be. I'm guessing it's going to be somewhat outrageous, but you know, it is a once-in-a-lifetime sporting event. I believe Levi Stadium's supposed to host some of the World Cup matches. There's certainly some teams I would like to see more than others, but I think seeing any World Cup game would be splendid.
800 meters.
Hearing nosebleeds starting at 300. I wouldn't mind paying 300 just to get in the door.
Nikki. You can hear it just now.
I don't usually want to pay that much to go, you know, watch a baseball game or something, but yeah, I mean, it's the World Cup, right?
This is
like,
intriguing.
is it ever going to be here again in my lifetime or something? Yeah, like I can see that being a fairly okay price to be a part of it.
Good 800 meter runner as well.
Yep.
Or
you know, I think Team USA or Team Mexico, maybe even Canada to a lesser extent here in California,
But I think
would be
Hull
really
looked
electric.
great yesterday,
I would
and I also think
be
there's
super
so
excited if it was
many
Italy
women.
or
I mean,
Portugal, because my
Mary
wife's
Mora
Portuguese.
as well just has such a great kick, but
And I'm
Hunter
like half
Bell,
Italian,
gotta
but
watch out for her.
I'm very mixed on the other
Yeah,
side.
I mean, you can make cases.
So those would be
for
like the
Mary
most
Mora
interest to
wins this
myself.
race,
If
then
Portugal
what
came,
happens,
I probably want to take my
behind,
in-laws.
well,
That'd be
Tedji, Hilt, Hull, who
a lot of
finished
tickets
well
that we would
yesterday.
at least take my father-in-law, because I'm sure he'd love to see
For
the
Jess Hull,
home
but
nation
she
out
ran
there
that
in
personal
person.
best, in Miami, wasn't it? So sorry, in Jamaica.
Yeah, so there was the first slam, and we're getting ready for the second part of the slam here today. I thought the first time we had Grand Slam track, it was like a three-day event. I believe this one's just the 2 days here in Philadelphia.
Previously on Grand Slam track, women's short distance.
This is the Jess Hull we saw all through 2024. Not frightened to be at the front, but she hasn't got rid of.
Not sure if you can hear, but my daughters were playing in the hallway. I do have the filtering on the mic through OBS, but I don't think it's that loud.
And well, Tedji's going to take the win again.
My son's usually a little quieter, but he's older.
So the 800 meters.
Not always,
Race
but
2, Nikki
usually.
Hiltz in lane 8.
So I have on the Asian Blue Jays over on my TV, and keep an eye on that, and of course all the race action today.
To take the Grand Slam title, going to be difficult with.
Oh, I didn't realize they did anything to the Azteca Stadium. Yeah, I'd love to see how that looks
they
too.
take this on.
And honestly,
you
know, like I'm such a
so
casual soccer observer. I became more familiar with it through playing FIFA Ultimate Team and FIFA through the years.
And then Deribe, well, Tedji, though, after that performance yesterday, which looked so easy.
So did they completely build a new one, or did they remodel it?
Through the home straight. Jess Hull said, I had to change my tactics. She didn't like getting out kicked in the previous slams, did well. Between her and Welteji, they pulled away from everybody else. Couldn't hold off Welteji. 800, always going to be a bit of a stretch for Jess. And then, first time for Georgia Hunter Bell. Is a very, very good 800
to reopen in March 2026. The World Cup has been renovated.
The silver and bronze medalist again in lanes together here.
It hosted the World Cup back in 1970 and 86 World Cup finals.
So well yesterday with the 1500 meters. Abby Caldwell looked pretty solid as well. Most of these women, particularly
focusing on meeting FIFA standards,
800-meter pedigree,
include new changing rooms, improved hospitality zones,
the case for Mary Mora and for Nia
upgraded VIP areas, new seating in the areas previously used for boxing lounges.
Okay,
no figure for this article had been given yet.
You know,
for
I mean,
capacity.
we've seen that before, but I also think that Hull showed her confidence and that she wants this race, so I think she's going to have to take it out.
I'll link it to the YouTube buddies just in case they want to see what I'm yapping about.
So a bit of
and here we go. The ladies are off.
Normally we run one bend as we will do here, and then there's a green line, and at that point they all break for the inside. Well, the thing is, lanes 1, 2, and 3 have to break for lane 4. Because that's where the race is run in terms of the full distance. So once they've come to the green line, Addie Wiley started very quickly, moves out, whereas Mary Mora moves across.
So yeah, that's going to be really nice, right? I mean, obviously they did it to ramp up for the World Cup.
Ooh, I like that.
An iconic venue, and it's going to have a fresh feeling to it.
Because Mary Mora's taking this out nice and quick.
Well, I spoke to Nikki Hilt's coach, and Julie Benson said that Nikki has had an up and down last week. She stepped off doing some drills and tweaked their hamstring, and Nikki is working through that, but they're ready to run today and excited about it. But Addie Wiley coming back from Rabat, like you said, looking very sharp today.
Taking it on, going past Mary Mora. Well, Tedji takes the invitation to follow. And then just behind, Georgia Hunter Bell in 4th place.
So I got a poll going
had to relinquish the
on
lead.
YouTube.
She normally doesn't like doing that. Loves to control
like who's your
from the front.
pick for the greatest track star of all time?
I
had Michael Johnson, Usain Bolt, and Forrest Griffin Joyner, and I also said other, if you want to call me in chat, but Usain Bolt's got 44% of the
Nikki Hiltz struggling. Mary Mora, Wiley, Tedji.
Wow, look at how Mora is
going
Carl
Lewis was
just
pretty
a little
awesome
bit, but
in my
Hull
youth.
is starting to go.
Jess Hull just gave Hunter Bell a bit of a push or a nudge around that bend. Hunter Bell starting to try and come back, but there's Tedji doing what she does best, hitting in the front and going away from them. But
see if anybody can make the surge here down the stretch to close this out. It's going to be pretty close. Ooh. I think she held on, the lady that was leading, but man, that was a couple strides away from getting closed out there. Go with Bolt. You think he brought so much attention to track that previously wasn't there. Yeah, my son talks about Usain Bolt and debate, but he pops up on a lot of YouTube videos where they teach about athletes and things like that. So yeah, you're definitely right about bringing attention that wasn't previously on the sport.
Almost got there, but not quite.
Well, Hall kind of got boxed in a little bit there, had to figure out on the move what to do. Hunter Bell really looks strong. She said she was in phenomenal shape right now, and she was so excited to race here for the first time. But what tell G, excuse me, she needs to just be so proud of how she's coming along in this series.
Enjoys watching the Ethiopians run so much.
Kingston, then she went to Miami and looked good. She has looked so sharp and confident in her racing ability. I have loved watching how she has grown up in this sport, and she's still so young, only 23 years old.
Georgia.
I don't think it's skipping on my side, but it could be my upload speeds, although I haven't dropped any frames through OBS.
This is what happened. Did you see
Let me ask YouTube chat. You guys getting any skips or drop frames, guys?
It just, I think Hunter Bell probably almost would have regretted
hey, what's up,
letting
Solo
that out, because then she had to go wide around Addie Wiley, and then when she's attacking from here, she's just lost that 2 meters, hasn't she?
Yeah, well, Touch looks so good, but I want to say Hall has to be proud of her racing, the way that she snuck through there, got third again. But Hunter Bell, this is her first meet outdoors this year, and she's looked so good. She said she is so excited for every single experience. She actually said, I put my hand up for anyone that wants me to race in her race right now, because they actually went away from the sport, retired from the sport, and came back in and is just running phenomenally. So what a fun race today.
Okay, so it's running well for Sharma.
Her story is a great one. Came back to the sport and has had an incredible 18 months or so, including that Olympic bronze medal. Same training group as Olympic 800-meter champion.
That's Donnie running probably about a quarter of a lap, and that's a wrap. I turn 45 tomorrow. I gotta stick around and not overexert myself.
To the 1500, but it's still very good at the 2
like a high mileage car at this point. Oh, awesome.
Hull with another big performance, second and third. That will put her second overall.
Sometimes, yeah, that little drop down can make a difference on everything coming through nice. Hey, what's up, Christine? How's your day going?
And the way in which she did it, this is a really tough field.
Yeah.
Really tough. In this slam, you are beating the world's best. 2 Olympic medalists behind it. So 1:58.94 the winning time. 24 points.
The times
taken second, just 1 point.
Very close there.
Hunter Bell, Nikki Hiltz.
And there's a look at the prize money. So first to second, right? 100,000 to 50,000. Pays to be fast.
This is where there are agents, managers, and former athletes in their hospitality. Natasha Hastings is there. Just all enjoying. Just on the first bend, there's a section for all of the guests. We've got a great view of everything that's going on. The crowd has been phenomenal here at the place where, well, they know they get big crowds. They know their track and field.
Ah, so fun.
That's great to see, isn't it?
It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'd be terrible, honestly. I'd have so much fun with the phones. Oh, thanks for your phone. It run off.
Forget you have it in your hand.
Okay, we're going to move on now to the short hurdles. Cordell Tinch, fastest man in the world over the hurdles. He's not so quick on the flat, though. So that could well be something to watch out for here. Sadly, Daniel Roberts is a non-starter, so he'll not be competing. So Jamal Britt surprised everybody. I don't mind surprised everybody yesterday, but sneaked up there. He was in lane 2, wasn't he? Away from where we thought the action was. Trey Cunningham, who was a slam champion in Miami, could only finish 3rd then. And Britt is pretty quick.
He is. I'm wondering how that loss yesterday is going to interfere with Trey Cunningham's confidence.
I'm just kind of listening to them.
Like I said, he was very confident coming in as far as his
talk, because I know I don't have as much knowledge to the event.
I think that Jamal Britt is expected to win the slam. I don't know if I'm ready to throw him in the hat as far as a real 110-meter hurdler contender. We're going to have to see a bit more. But to win a slam would be good. And like I said, Trey Cunningham has been looking like he's in good shape. I expect him to win this 100 meters. Had a really good 100 in Miami.
Yeah, looking forward to this. So basically, if Britt comes in the top 2, he wins.
Yes.
Previously on Grand Slam track, men's short hurdles.
Roberts gets out very smartly indeed. It's Roberts who's leading it. Szymanski's very much in it as well. Britt over on the far side. Cordell Tinch and Cunningham just coming away. Britt's right in the mix as well. It could be Britt. Very close indeed. Wow. Britt got that in the end.
Wow.
So let's go through lane by lane. This is
Lorenzo
Simonelli from Italy. He's not a bad sprinter actually. If when you take the hurdles out of the way, 10:25. Normally kind of runs in the 10:4 range, but definitely capable. Got a bit of a breeze behind the athletes here, so the times could be quick. We'll have to watch out for the wind reading. Tinch not as quick as the guys who are looking to take the big slam prize here. Jamal Britt in particular, he was pretty close to Trey Cunningham in Miami anyway, and this time after the win and Cunningham coming third, he knows just top 2 probably good enough. No Roberts in 4th, sadly. Freddie Crittenden was 6th yesterday, and again on the flat, not as sharp as some of the other guys, including Cunningham in particular. That 10.17. He won both races in Miami. Was close here, but not close enough. He doesn't look happy there, does he? Go on, Trey, you can do it. Szymanski. It says here his personal best for 100 meters is 11.24. Doubters.
You had a good laugh about that.
Yeah, I assume so. It feels like they...
So we're going to be really watching.
Tend to focus in on whoever the top racers are, from what I've noticed.
Well, you know what? I think it's time for Cordell Tinch to bring this 100-meter time down, man.
You think?
10:65. I mean, it's time, Cordell. I think it's time. But Trey Cunningham would need
and
Jamal
of course they raced
Britt
yesterday, so there's like a point standing that carries over.
I don't expect that to
today.
happen.
Kind of wish they would show that a little bit more.
And if that happened, then they would also it would come down to times. There's 0.1 exactly between them in the hurdles. So Cunningham, all he can do is try and win this, make sure he wins it. For Britt, who's a good starter normally, he's in lane 3, that empty lane next to him on his right. Tinch is in 2.
And they're off.
Tinch actually got out pretty well, but not as good as Jamal Britt. Britt and Simonelli going well, and Trey Cunningham right in the middle. Cunningham might just have this in the moment. It's going to be close, but Cunningham moves away. 10:38.
It's over in a flash.
Not as quick as we saw in Miami. It's into a bit of a headwind, almost 2 meters per second. That's why it takes a 10th or so off everybody here at least. But we said he had to come in the top 2. He's done it by 200ths of a second. There's the slam champion, Jamal Britt. Cunningham did what he had to do. Wasn't going to look round to see what was happening behind him. But Britt had to get second there. It was only by 200ths because he was so far behind, because Cunningham would have won it on time.
Yeah. As I said, he had to come in 3rd place. I didn't see that happening, but it was actually a lot closer than I expected for him to get 3rd place. You really have to fight for that. Trey Cunningham obviously disappointed. Was expected to be in the top 2 in the hurdles, but it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, it was one of those blink and you miss it
so
events.
3rd place in the slam compared to his win is obviously gonna...
Phil, how many laps are you giving us, buddy, till you're getting too tired?
Out of the blocks, Cordell Tinch
like
actually had a really good start. Jamal Britt holding well. Simonelli actually got out the best out of all of the sprinters, but in the middle of the race, Trey Cunningham clearly just has better speed than everyone else. His top speed is in a really good place, holding his drive phase. a lot of aggression through that.
Don't know the last time. Same here. Honestly, I don't know when the last time was I ran.
In his peripheral vision that Trey Cunningham was running away with.
I never ran anything organized, but
you just got to make sure you secure second place.
For exercise.
Once that guy on the right is gone, you just got to focus on staying ahead of the guys on the left.
Not easy, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
big day for Jamal Britt. $100,000 first prize for him by 200ths of a second. It wasn't much in it. That's what he beat Simonelli by. Had he not, then the money would have gone to Cunningham, or the big money would have gone to Cunningham. Cunningham's going to be second in the slam overall. Simonelli, I said, was a pretty good sprinter. Wind against him. It's really odd because the flags where we're sitting look as though it's with them.
It did look like that. And that's a brisk headwind.
Yeah, it is. Someone's stirring the wind down there. Britt, 20 points, takes the win from Cunningham. Tinch hangs on to third place overall. Simonelli moves himself up to fourth. Well done to him. Sadly, as we said, Dan Roberts did not compete there.
Jamal Britt, Grand Slam champion. All the pressure was on your shoulders, but you delivered. How were you feeling before that race started?
I mean, there was no pressure. Like I said, I was coming out here trying to replicate what I did in Miami, and I got second, you know, to secure the slam champ win, so that's all that matters.
And what also matters is a cash injection of $100,000 US. What are you going to do with that?
Really, I'm just going to save. I'm unsponsored, so I'm going to save that money and use it to my advantage to continue to run in the sport, because the past couple of years has been a struggle just on trying to get treatment and, you know, compete at the highest level and be the elite athlete I know I am.
And that's the amazing thing about this format. Congratulations, Jamal. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
My name is Akira Nugent, and I'm known to running the 100-meter hurdles. In grade 3, my primary school coach was just like, I think you should be a part of the track team. I was just like, no, I don't want to get sweaty. I didn't really take track seriously because it's just like, is this something that I really do want to do? And it was just like other people saw potential in me, but I didn't see the potential in myself. When I got to grade 10, wait. Well, I'm talking about Brandon Robinson. He died 8 years ago. He was more than a friend to me. He was basically like family. He looked at me and he was just like, there's nobody here that can make it as far as you can. You're capable of doing amazing things. Like, I do
thanks for the alert.
You to take track seriously. After he died,
hopefully we'll be
I made a promise.
watching some more great race action here momentarily.
Me running track right now is basically all because of him, to be honest.
Nugent right through the middle. It's going to be Akira Nugent. How far ahead? She wins it.
Track for me is fun because before you start getting paid, you just like running. People normally say when money get involved, people change. So I guess people change. But me, I'm gonna just be me and line up at the line.
Let me see. I just saw these below the lead.
She's
oh yeah, I saw it.
Great junior, and is now showing that she is one of the best in the world.
Yeah, I did see the Springer thing. I don't think I looked at it that closely because I was getting set up for the stream. But oh my God, her bullpen's terrible. Sterner just came in, got 2 on, gave up the 3-run homer. They're about to extend their losing streak.
What can Sydney do?
Oh well, cheap tickets this summer.
Well, I think with Akira,
it may not be worth watching, but
Akira Nugent has
we'll have the experience there in Sacramento.
Sydney obviously is coming in here to show what she could do. I said earlier in the show that Sydney is probably going to put something down on the clock, maybe in the 10-second range. We'll see how the weather holds up. But with Akira Nugent, I've noticed that she's able to make that transition of her turnover from the hurdles to the 100 very, very well. A lot of the hurdlers tend to cut their steps in the hurdles and transition that.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that. You know, you sometimes see a guy kind of lose his balance and go off the bag, just bouncing around there to get himself put out here for springs, and I'm sure he'll see that highlight a lot throughout the rest of his career.
Sydney gets out reasonably well, but Akira Nugent has got away quickly. Nugent's got this. Akira Nugent continues to go away. Wins it easily in the end. 12:44. Nugent stamped her authority all over that race there. Everybody eagerly awaiting the 100 meters in the women's short hurdles. Tania Marshall, who finished 4th over the barriers, goes in lane 1. 11:55, still her best. And you'll be expecting, well, it's going to be a competitive 100. We're not quite sure about the wind yet. Detaji Kambunji, recently winning a silver at the World Indoors over the hurdles, is very quick normally, but actually doesn't have a good 100-meter time. Megan Tapper, another fast starter, ran a new personal best in Miami a couple of weeks ago. Has a chance of doing well here, was 3rd over the hurdles, 2 places ahead of Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, who gets a brilliant reception from the crowd here. Everybody wondering what can she do in the flat. Don't think she's raced it properly since 2018. Long time ago. Akira Nugent in the box seat. 23-year-old. 11:09 in Miami. Tia
Live
Jones,
on Twitch and YouTube,
so well
and
over
we're getting ready for
some
more
flat in the Grand
fun
Slam.
action from Philadelphia.
She was 2nd yesterday behind Nugent. Then we've got Danielle Williams. I thought it was a disappointing performance from the former world champion, but she's been running so well and is quite sharp in the 100, but 7th yesterday. That's a lot to change around. Christina Clemens in lane 8. Okay, so everybody's saying this is Nugent's to lose. She's got the 12 points. She's a good sprinter. We know that. Sydney, we don't know. She was 5th, but this is a clean slate for her, I'm sure. She's just going to go for this. Megan Tapper will be sharp out of the blocks. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone will be well aware of that. Akira Nugent can start well also.
You know, there's something about winning the slam and winning both races. And I think Akira Nugent will want to be able to do that.
1st and 2nd in Miami, won the slam. Can she win both here? Tapper does get
they're off. It is 100 meter. It's going to be over a flash. I think number 5 is going to surrender the lead, or the racer at number 5 lane is going to be chased down.
Yeah, she can run that.
That is quick. We saw that the men had a slight headwind. This was almost a flat wind in this one. Quickly. So 11:11.
Yeah, you know, I saw it on my TikTok feed when I opened up the app the other day. I didn't watch it. I didn't know if it was going to be too much of a spoiler or anything.
Coming through with a new personal best for 3rd.
Probably got to turn on Netflix for a month so I can see.
Yeah.
You thought, is she going to hold her? But away she went.
Akira Nugent can run, man. She, the way she broke away from the field in the middle of the race was very, very impressive. Like I said, she's able to open her stride up in the 100 like most short hurdlers can't. And 11:12 in this weather is actually very, very good. Possibly close to a 10-second race in really good conditions and a favorable wind. She had no wind in that race. Sydney, I'm sure, is happy with that race coming in 2nd place. But out of the blocks, Akira Nugent does hold a very good position out of the blocks. And what I like about her is once she transitions out of her dry face, she locks into a really good position.
Wags, any chance you'll go see one of the Pacer games in the finals? Or is it more cost than you want to spend for NBA being more of a college fan?
Probably popped up a lot earlier than she should have. That's a common mistake for most people who don't run the 100 much. You could see Nugent actually hold her dry phase a little bit longer, and it actually helped her come out of it and move into her top speed a lot better than Sydney.
Guess there's a chance one of your brothers wants to go, hey, once in a lifetime deal. I mean, maybe multiple times in a lifetime deal if you go a lot, but
well,
you never know when your team's going to get to the
she's on top of the game, isn't she? You know, it's so unfortunate at the Olympics last year, and I said she won a medal at the World Indoors behind Detaji and Devon Charles. But I think outdoors, it's, you know, this could be her year. This could be her year. In one of the world's toughest events, women's 100 hurdles.
Yep. Are they more Pacer fans than college hoops fans, Wags, as far as your brothers?
But she's won here, won both races. She's the slam champion. Gets the full max 24 points. Sydney's, well, she's done quite well, really. We knew she was going to drop out of the Racer of the Year contention because she's dropped down into the short hurdles, but still comes away with 12 points, taking second place overall.
Still in the mix.
So they'd rather watch the Hoosiers or Butler
Akira,
than,
back-to-back
than
slam
the Pacers,
wins.
I would assume.
Back-to-back 100 wins, 11:07, 11:12 here. What does that 100 tell you about what's coming?
But still
in the
pretty
hurdles?
cool your
Oh,
Pacers are in.
Jesus, I don't even want to know, but I'm really excited as the season continues
I definitely
to
thought
progress,
going
'cause I
into
know
the
I'm
Eastern
gonna
bracket it
eventually
was
get,
either going to be
faster,
Boston or
and
Cleveland.
we're just going to use what
Not that I
have
thought
in my flat
Indiana was
speed, and then we're
bad.
going to put it
Just,
over the
you know,
hurdles.
it felt like those
One of the
teams were
fans
dominant
shouted
in
you
the
out as
East
their
this
favorite
year.
athlete. Talk about the environment here in Philly.
The environment is really good, you know, like having pen relays here in Philadelphia. You know, there's a lot of Jamaicans here, so I feel like they all came out to like support everybody.
Thank you, and good luck rest of the season.
And that was last year's scenario, right? Boston got past you guys. I know the Patriots played them pretty well too.
24 points, winning both. That's the first time in the short hurdle. So
And with
far.
Boston, I mean, I know they lost Tatum, but they were already going to be down 3-1 before the Tatum injury, so
I'm assuming we'll
Pretty-
still see Sydney in the short
pretty interesting how it all
hurdles
played
will we,
out.
in Los Angeles. It's for her to decide.
Pacers win. You win a work
Adulation
pool.
of the crowd as
Oklahoma
well.
City wins. You get
Bunch
third.
ran well,
A couple
came
people
through
pick
for
Oklahoma
third place
City.
in that.
Solo, any chance you can go to again? Hey, what's up, See the Hawk?
Great to see so many youngsters here, and what a great view they've got. Tia Jones.
It's really jumping in here now, man.
Yeah. All right, next up, we move to the distances. Now we've got some news we were hoping not to hear. Grant Fisher has felt something in warm-up, we're told.
Hey, at least that's
Sadly
a
had
good reason to go to the
withdraw
office so you can win the
Grand
office
Slam
bowl swag.
champion. And don't forget that the long distance is now just one race. You're looking at Quemoy there, who'll now be really fancying his chances over 3,000 meters. So we're down to just 7 men. No time to replace Grant Fisher. He would have been the favorite again. Carrie, that's news we didn't want to hear.
No, we don't like to hear that, but obviously this is
Yeah,
a
exactly.
long year. The
Yeah.
World
I was
Championships
just
are
trying
not
to put
until
a
the
fun
the
spin
fall,
on it.
so we want
See
to
the
make
Hawks
sure
were
that
doing
he's healthy,
Grand
and,
Slam track through
obviously
Creator Sports
that's
Network.
what everyone wants, is to get them to the
And we are
international
checking out
stage.
the
And Michael
second
Johnson
day
says
live
this is
from
what this is all
Philadelphia.
about too, is
Creator
giving them
Sports Network has
experience to
quite a
be
few
better than they ever have,
fun
and he's a
events for
two-time
us
bronze
to
medalist.
broadcast to
We
streamers
hope that
and
everything's
to
okay.
enjoy, you know, all the
Yeah,
other
he's had
interviews
an
you were.
incredibly busy world records, you know, indoor season.
Yeah.
You got to look after your body. Anyway, Ronald
You're the
Quemoy,
only one in your
former
office in the
1500
pool.
meter man, great 1500 meter runner. I always think 3,000 almost perfect distance for him. The Irishman Andrew Coscarin ran brilliantly in Miami.
Sounds like you don't have a lot of sporty
So,
folks
yeah,
in your
now we start looking at some of
particular
the guys
area.
we haven't seen. Nico Young, you'll know some of these very good Americans. Graham Blank, Sam Gilman, Kai Robinson, the Australian. Suddenly we've got an open race.
Yeah, a lot of guys that can kick really hard, but also ones that like to lead. So it's going to be interesting. I know that Graham Blanks told me he's happy to run either which way right now. He really is
Contractors
confident
don't
in
come
strength,
into
but
the
also with the
office.
speed.
Not enough
But
space.
Cosgren, wow, did he throw down? That's the final last 150 in Miami, picking people off left and right to win. So it'll be interesting to see how he runs today.
Remember how slow that race was? It was a tactical
Technically,
race,
everybody you work with in
8:17.
your office is female.
That was a race which was all about the last 200 meters or so. But Kai
So I guess
Robinson,
if
well, a lot
there's,
of these guys
I
know each
mean,
other very well.
obviously,
Yeah, they'll be nervous.
speaking in general terms, it may not be the case for ladies you work with, but sometimes if you're the only guy around and there's like a spider, then it's, yeah, hey, Wags, go kill the
Previously
spider.
on Grand Slam track, men's long
Like,
distance.
yeah, that's not what I want to do, but okay.
The tape is stretched out in front of them. Who's
Do they get on you like that, Wags?
He gets it! Grant
Or hey, here's
Fisher,
something
he's one of the
heavy
best
that
in
came
the
in
world.
on
One
a shipment.
last
We want you to
Fisher.
deal with it, Wags.
Now he can wave to the crowd. This has been absolutely emphatic. The slam winner, Grant
Just not your
Fisher.
department. Okay, I got you. I was thinking you're the only guy in the building.
7 men then line up for the 3,000 meters. We'll start on the outside.
Getting slammed with all the traditional roll stuff.
They're lining up different to what we've got on that caption, but that's Nico Young, only 22 by nature and all the rest of it, but yes, young by. And what a talent he is. We'll talk more about them once they get going. Edwin Kurgat is next to him. Recently ran in the Doha Diamond League. Then Ronald Quemoy, one of our racers. Hasn't gone quite as well in Grand Slam as he would have like so far then.
All right, we're going to have the long distance here.
In Miami, which where they pretty much jogged until the last few hundred meters. Sam Gilman, first Grand Slam for him as well, as indeed for Graham Blanks. And then Kai Robinson on the inside. All right, there's the introductions over. Get to know each other, guys. Well, let's get this going. And 7.5 laps of the track in lane 4. Does it work? All right, and Carrie, you know some of these American athletes so well, and we were thinking, oh, with Grant Fisher in here, we saw him run in the 5,000 in Miami, a 4-minute mile of the last 4 laps. Was he going to do something similar? He's not here now. So what does that do for everybody's headspace?
Well, I mean, I think it does change the race up a little bit. A lot of people are looking to see what Grant Fisher is going to do. But this is what Graham Blank said, now a championship-style race, because there isn't a second race for them, or there wasn't one yesterday. So a lot of them are just coming in to get some experience and to really see who can win that $50,000 prize purse. But yeah, Kwemoy, we've seen him race here at the Grand Slam. He's up and down, kind of. He likes to lead. He likes to sit. He is a man, though, that you can never overlook. He's a silver medalist from the 5,000 meters last summer.
He is, and as I mentioned, remember a good few years ago, commentating on him when he burst onto the scene as a 1,500-meter runner. He looked like the next big thing for Kenya. He came through, though, the same time as Timothy Chariot. And just
between every finals game. Yeah, they definitely like a lot of hype, and it slows back down when it comes back to the finals. I didn't realize it was going to be 2 days off between every game, but yeah, that sounds about right.
Not good for me. So here we go. He's at least got them moving at not a crazy pace, but at least a bit of pace on early.
Well, Kai Robinson in second place there was third indoors just a few months ago, and he is having a great year. He ran a PB last week in the 5,000 meters, ran 13:05, but was upset because he didn't get the world championship standard. So he's running with a little chip on his shoulder maybe right now. But yeah, just a great athlete coming out of the NCAAs, now training under Dathan Ritzenheim in Boulder.
He had to go home. I mean, apart from that disappointment, he then went home to the national championships, and it was a slow.
So if it's a long series, it's going to be a long series.
I mean, calendar-wise, the young 1,500-meter runner finished ahead of him. So he knows that perhaps kicking at this point is not the best for him, so he won't be too disappointed with a bit of pace here. Edwin Kurgat was involved in a bit of a burn-up in the Doha Diamond League. That was a slow race until the last chaos, so he finished 5th there. I think it was one in about 13:17. So again, 3 or 4 of these athletes will be very happy that they've at least gone off reasonably. It's not quick by their standards, so the 64 was the first lap. That's still only 8-minute pace, so it's a bit quicker than Miami, but easy for most of these, easy.
Yeah, just seeing a little bit of action there, just a little bit of misstep there by Ander Koskren. That's the man, and second to last there right there, although they're all still in it. He was the one to watch over the last 150 in Miami. But watching Graham Blanks look so smooth, so calm. But Nico Young has been having a phenomenal year. He ran a great indoors here in the States, and he went over to Germany and ran road to records, dropped down, ran the mile, and looked really good. Ran 3:54 on the roads behind Hot Kessler and Wanyoni, Emmanuel Wanyoni, who we've seen run here at the Grand Slam. But I think you got to watch Nico Young. He's just sort of watching what people are doing. He ran the Olympic Games last year. He's really coming into his own at a young age of 23.
With the franchise being in disarray the way it is, they may just let him roll here through another losing streak. They just lost 11 in a row. They dropped today. It's going to be 5 in a row with 1 win.
You know, he might be very happy with this.
Team is definitely not that bad of a team.
Again, just
to be losing this many games.
You got to be patient, you know. But what I always love about distance runners,
it's just permeated the way they're playing body language is bad.
They all think they can kick, and they can't.
Yeah, well, Gilman knows.
Everybody thinks they can.
They all do, but Gilman knows how to kick, and you said it. He's a great 1,500-meter runner, but he had some experience indoors with the world champs. He was right behind Kai Robinson, right off the podium, finishing 4th there. So he's got that hunger. He told me he wants to race here. He was excited to get the call last minute. He only got the call on Tuesday, but he said, I wanted to get in here and to run and to show that he belongs.
really slow through the first 1,000 meters after it looked as though it was going to at least be a reasonable pace, but they've slowed right down. That's why they're all gathered. Everybody on the back straight here just rising to cheer them on. But this is now going to again break out into a sprint over the last couple of laps, and we saw what happened in Miami. Surely they know Coscaren's the danger there.
Well, a lot of these guys are 5,000 meter specialists coming down to that 3K, but this race is so important to learn how to race, to get that long burn that is almost like the long 1,500 meter burn, to be able to then go to the 5,000 and really be able to handle a change of pace or a hard last mile. And I love that they're here racing. Andrew Coscaren, probably one of the best 1,500 meter runners in the field. He's now finding himself up even closer to the lead than he was in Miami, and he had a great race there.
So he has that confidence, you know. These are different athletes, though. He certainly had Quemoy against him, but he's got a different field here. So his confidence is not as high as perhaps it should be. You know, if he knew it was exactly the same guys. And you know what? Edwin Kurgat thinks, I'm not just going to let that happen. And Nico Young moving up in the red from the back as well, trying to cover that move from Kurgat. Smart move. And all of a sudden things start move. Kai Robinson wants to get to the front, so he slots in behind Kurgat as they come round now. Just feeling the heat, just getting things moving.
Well, just going through there, and you know, it's fun to see Nico Young, who raced against Kai Robinson. I mean, those two just woke each other up. You could almost see it. The crowd over here on the backstretch was going crazy to see this now injection of pace, to see what's going to happen. Kai Robinson is no slouch when it comes to finishing and finishing fast. He's gritty, he's smart, he's also very savvy, and you know that when Nico made that young, Kai thought, I got to do something here as well.
2 laps to go.
Does he make another
Kai Robinson leads. Nico Young in second place. Kurgat of Kenya then behind him. Coscaren just moved back into 4th place. Then we've got Quemoy moving up on the outside, making a big move is Graham Blanks as well. Gilman has got a good 1,500 meter kick, is just sitting and watching at the back. And Robinson's there to be shot at, 600 meters left.
This is smart. This is what Graham Blanks needs to do. He needs to keep moving up. He's got that long distance. He's just run a 10,000 meters this summer, or this early spring. He looked good there, but can he wind it up? And it looks like he's trying to get in position, but Coscaren keeps fighting him off. And Kai Robinson is still putting the hurt on.
He's got to do this because he's committed now. He can't back off. He's in the front. He's got to keep as much pressure on as he can, but I don't think it's strong enough. I don't think it's good enough. I don't think it's fast enough. Nico Young is there. And a little elbow there from Coscaren trying to protect his position from Blanks. Look at Gilman, keeps running into traffic. Kurgat stuck on the curb.
Quemoy, watch Quemoy going way out to lane 3 almost. And he is moving hard. He is moving great, but Graham Blanks, wow, look at him come.
Still can't get around Coscaren. He's holding that position on the shoulder of Kai Robinson. Robinson still in front. Nico Young on the curb. Gilman checks in again. He's got a lot of traffic to get past. As Quemoy has as well.
Straight to 4. And Toronto got swept by the Blue Jays. And pretty painful deal. Watching these guys, they all look miserable in the dugout. I think any other franchise has something to give, but Fisher's cheapskate. Just seen for 3 years. They may just continue to go off the rails here on this season.
Patience, skill, speed, quick thinking. He was the first to do the big move. Gilman, for me, was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What should have been a nice, fun year to enjoy A's baseball while they're still in California.
Getting to the front, that's what Young did.
For those of us that do
he
want
comes away with the win. Well done to him. Another tactical 3,000 meters. Second place to Gilman.
Definitely some folks have said.
Well, Gilman is so excited for Air Force there. He's talking about that. He does a lot for the sport. But listen, I want to just say Nico Young, he told me he feels fantastic. He looked great in Germany when I saw him race. He's pumped, he's confident. Watch how he covers moves. He covers what the energy is. Look at this powerful last 75 meters. I mean, it is just all arms, all legs. He said he's had a fantastic last 2 months of training. He is so excited to be here at Grand Slam. And I am super proud of the way that he raced. He put the surge on mid-race, held on to it, snuck back in, and look at this power. I mean, Kai Robinson really going forward as well there, but Nico Young, wow, he had a lot left in him.
What I liked about that, as I said, is just staying patient. You know, you be ready to cover the moves. He knew that probably Costrin, he knew what he's done before.
That's my city. Hey, what's up, Don? How's your day going?
I've got to go now. Because he went then, Gilman was too far back. Gilman was charging down the home straight. But Young
how are things out in Philadelphia, Don?
Well done to him.
Well, and well done to Gilman, like you said. I mean, he's really having a whole new surge of, I guess, racing. I mean, we're just really seeing him come into his own, and he looked great today as well.
So just the one race.
Good to hear.
In the long distance slam, 12 points, and the $50,000 goes to Nico Young. Good day for him. Gilman popping up for second ahead of Kai Robinson. Costrin this time having to settle for fourth place. Let's confirm all of that. These guys know each other so well, racing each other over longer distances. Young, though, showing that he's got the pace and the kick this time.
Nico Young, your outdoor season opener, your Grand Slam track debut. You've just won the Slam. How are you feeling?
I feel fantastic. I want to say thank you to Grand Slam for bringing me out here.
So Grand Slam track,
so fun.
Slamming
Not
on.
just
We're
the
about
what,
halfway
but
through,
the
I
how,
think,
the mid-race surge,
event.
the strength at the end. You must have been so proud with how you performed.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't raced in a decent amount of time now, so this was a great first race of my real outdoor season.
And the nature of your event, it's one and done, 50K in the bag. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
53.7 last lap. And he really didn't even get it going, I think, until last 300.
Yeah, very good indeed, very impressive. All of that, most of that was in the last 200. And talking about 200, that's what we've got next in the long sprints, 200 meters. That was NASA we just had a quick glimpse of, and a very disappointing day for her yesterday. And normally we would be a contender with Paulino for the Grand Slam title, and we said this is a quirky track here in some respects at Franklin Field. And she got disqualified in yesterday's race. As she came off,
yeah, well, I mean,
you can see there she
I'm not sure how you mean it. We're here on Twitch and on YouTube, and then I would say we're double dipping as far as we did the night stream and day stream. What'd you up to, dude? I saw you were live earlier, and it was just the capture card. That's why you left OBS on by mistake.
Yeah. And therefore she was disqualified.
Maybe you're working on something too.
I mean, had she accidentally in the home straight, where you're running straight, done it, then perhaps they might have looked on it a little bit differently, but it was on the curve. So sadly, one of our main contenders DQ'd, no points. However, I'm glad to see that she's come back today to try.
I wonder what kind of motivation she's going to have.
Well, you know, I think you're an athlete. All athletes want to test themselves, and she's done very well at 200 meters this year, and that stands her in good stead for her main event, the 400, I guess.
Yeah, and she's basically here right now to just lessen people's pockets.
You might be right.
I mean, if I got disqualified, I'm about to take money out of people's pockets. I know that. But Paulino's looking to come away with this slam, it's looking like.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
You would. But the thing about this track, it's a very curve-friendly track, and she's not known as a strong bend runner. So if you want to add some drama to it, she may not come out with this victory per se. We like to add a little bit of drama, don't we?
Well, we do, and you know, but in terms of this event, you know, the 200. I mean, Jessica Gabai's a pretty good 200 meter run, but didn't go so well.
I have to wait for a second and
Nikisha Price on the outside.
The reset. Thanks, Fred. I actually need to get some new poster board, right? It's June.
Right. So if she is able to win this 200,
probably taking tonight off, celebrating
state of affairs.
all day tomorrow, and then
able to
we'll
win this
do a
200.
Birthday night celebration streams. Will be
best
45.
lane, arguably.
Next time, you guys.
Here at Franklin.
Sure.
And some drama.
Drama indeed to come. So can Paulino take the slam title? Can NASA redeem herself?
The real tight spot. Hey, thanks, buddy.
Previously,
Time keeps on
Grand
flipping
Slam track.
into the future,
Women's
man.
long
Feels like I just turned 40 the other day. I'm halfway through the other day.
Close this one. That's half a meter. Paulino starting to pull it back. Nikita Price still going well. And Paulino finds an extra gear and off she goes. That was awesome. Women's 200 meters on the far side, ready to go. Out on the outside, Nikisha Price of Jamaica, second after the disqualification of Nasser in that 400 meters. Can run a pretty good 200 as well.
How did you see that?
And we've seen the nuances of this track.
What do you mean, man?
Not always the fastest on paper going to come out on top here. Nasser will want to find
we got the 50 bundle and another chase pack.
Yesterday,
everybody on that tap team.
Is our best. It was not too far away from that in Miami, where she was second in this event to Marilady Paulino, the Olympic 400-meter champion, world champion as well, and a very good 200-meter runner. Alexis Holmes, silver medal of the world indoors in the 400, and ran a personal best in this event, although 200 not as
you just need to get into the game, sit down the controller and wait.
Skills perhaps.
If you guys are watching on YouTube, we'd love you to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and tap those reactions for us. If you're watching on Twitch, please follow. If you're working and not a follower, work is love, so we always appreciate the work buddies.
Was third.
And we're fortunate, right, being on a couple shelves.
She's running very well indeed. And again, a chance of improving her best in the 200 meters as she did in Miami. Now the Irish athlete Charlene Maudsley is going to be in lane 2, going to be tricky on the inside. She was 5th in the 400. Bit of a disappointing run for the other twin. We've seen Lena Nielsen win over 1 lap today, and Lavia, who is a 400-meter specialist, in lane 1 here in the 200 meters in the long sprints. Will be pretty happy. Her sister did well, but she'll want to run a good race here. However, on the outside is where we think the slam is going to end up. Paulino's in 6. Price right on the outside here. And there's a former Olympic champion, Gwen Torrance, watching on.
So in the case of a tie break, if Nikisha Price is able to win this race, she'd have to win by 0.92 seconds.
Big ask.
Big ask.
Starts marksman, just checking Alexis Holmes in 5.
Set.
Holmes almost made a false start there. She gets away with it, and then going well just inside her is Jessica Gabay. As we'd expected, Paulino running a good bend here. It's Gabay, Nikisha Price in this. El Nasser also close, but Gabay's just going to have to give this one away because Paulino is striding away from everybody else. She's just so quick, so strong. Paulino takes the win again.
Performance there.
22:47. Wins the 400, wins the 200, slam champion, Paulino again. Kind of just kept it intact round the bend and then unleashed into the home straight, moved away from everybody else. Whittaker did come through to nick 2nd place, and that'll be good for her, because that will mean she'll finish 2nd overall with that performance. So Whittaker 2nd in this one and 2nd in the slam, but no doubt about our winner.
So much for drama. No, but you know, I actually want to rescind my comment about her having struggles on the turn. She was clearly ahead off of the turn, and if she's ahead off the turn, none of these women are going to catch her.
Be fun to be out there.
A big star.
Anybody gets a chance? Please
but like I
click
said,
on
she actually jumped on Nasser a lot faster than I expect her to, because Nasser usually jumps out early on the turn in the 4.
For our sponsor, Sports Network.
I knew she was in good position.
We love bringing you more live sporting events.
Use that sling to really
this
propel
weekend
her
and in future
further into the lead. Long legs,
but we might.
Eating up track.
Had a lot of boxing.
Putting feet on the rest of these ladies.
Yeah, Whittaker finished really well. I mean, she was, just looking here, she was about 5th or 6th perhaps at 150. Certainly 5th. Came through well for 2nd, but no doubt about the win. I mean, would you expect to see her on the circuit a little bit more, you know, running 200s?
Paulino?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No, I wouldn't. But I do think that this is good training for her in her main event. But as far as having the capabilities of running with people who really run this event, she would have a lot of trouble.
Okay, 12 points, no trouble here.
No disrespect.
No, absolutely
no disrespect
not.
at all.
Another level.
Yeah.
12 points for Paulino. Whitaker coming through nicely there for strong second place. We'll move her up the overall rankings into second. No doubt about a winner. Maximum points for Paulino, going really well for her. Whitaker then 14, nicks ahead of Nikisha Price. And sadly for Aidnasa, best she could do was 7th in this slam.
Bella, you are back at home. You're a Penn graduate, spent a lot of time here. Talk about what it means to come to Grand Slam, get second, and essentially what's a homecoming.
Yeah, no, it's a great homecoming, and I'm really grateful to be here. And you know, it's kind of fun to come back as sort of an older, wiser version of myself. You know, I was a little freshman when I first stepped on Franklin Field, so it's nice to kind of have that full circle moment.
Congratulations and good job.
Great scenes there. Yeah, for a lot of these athletes, you know, this is very much a bit of a home track, or certainly a very familiar one for so many of them. The Penn Relays, a world-renowned event.
Selfies and autographs from the fans.
Paulino, she'll remember it for winning another slam.
Nice that the athletes seem so...
Can never have too
many. I won't say approachable, but accessible if you attend one of these Grand Slam practices.
Sets yourself up very nicely, doesn't it? Another 100,000 there, but well done, Whitaker. Having a good year. Well, it's going to be the turn of the men next, the same event. May well be, while that one was a little bit straightforward, you might get some drama in this one. Anson?
Absolutely. Matthew Hudson-Smith has proven that if the 400 is on the first day, like it was in Kingston, he was able to come out with the slam. It's a huge difference when you run a 400 and how your body feels the following day. And a lot of these men aren't going to handle it as well as some of the more anaerobic runners. And this plays more into Matthew Hudson-Smith's favor. He has the outside lane, and I'm sure he's feeling much more fresher. Much more fresh? Much more fresher? Much more fresh.
I'll go with either. I don't mind.
All right, good. Then the majority of these gentlemen.
Yeah, Jareem Richards just looked a little bit out of sorts in that 400.
Didn't look comfortable.
He didn't, no.
And coming into today after a 400, he does have a huge PR in comparison with the majority of these men, aside from Ogando. But I don't think he's going to have the pop because of the 400 yesterday.
Well, he and Ogando had a great race, didn't they? 2,000ths of a second separated them in Miami. Ogando's going to be in lane 4 here. Had a tough lane draw on the 400 meters. So McRae's going to be on the inside, having come second rather surprisingly. Caleb McRae there. He came through, I think, in lane 2 and finished second in the 400. But let's just, he's not so good at the 200. So let's assume some things here. If Richards gets back to what we expect and does win, Matt needs to be in the top 3 then.
He has to be at least second.
Yeah. Well, if his top 3 would end into times, if he comes third.
Okay.
And the fact that it's about 0.54 because Richards fell away so much in that. So but at 200, that's a lot.
It is.
Previously on Grand Slam track, men's long sprints.
As they come into the home straight, this is good for Matt Hudson-Smith, looking really strong. Others finishing quickly as well. McRae is right there, but look at Matt Hudson-Smith. This is sensational from him, 44.49. The Olympic silver medalist on the outside. He won the 200 when winning the slam in Kingston. Said in Miami I had a bit of a hamstring issue in the shorter event in the 200. He went back, worked, got himself ready for Philadelphia. Wins the 400. Can he win the slam here? Stephen Gardner still not finding his good form yet. It's great to see this great champion from Tokyo, the Olympic champion, racing at Grand Slam. So Jareem Richards, brilliant in Miami, 200 in particular, where he had such a good race with Ogando. Will it be the same here? Does he win the 200 here? Lane 6 for him. Now Samakonga, this fast finishing man at 400 meters. The 200 still kind of working his way through it for me, but he did run a new personal best in Miami 2023. It was a national record for Alex Ogando. He's coached by the great Felix Sanchez, and in lane 4 in this 200 we'll be able to see everybody outside of him. Matthew Bowling, can he get involved? Sub 22nd man at this event. 5th in the 400.
I don't know why they were on set.
Then in the tricky lanes in 2 and 1, Javon Powell. A little disappointing performance for him yesterday, but he's not a bad 200 man, 2021 last year. And then Khaled McRae, who in lane 2, as others were faltering in the home straight, stayed strong.
I just wish I knew who
and got a big 8 points in 2nd place. So let's just remind ourselves, Hudson Smith comes top 2, he pretty much wins, you think. Gardner is not involved, so then we look to Jareem Richards in lane 6. He will hope that he manages to take this one, and will Ogando get in there and mess things up? Will Hudson Smith be better at the 200 than we saw in Miami when he was carrying a little bit of a niggle, he said?
Well, Ogando had an absolutely nasty turn in Miami, and this is a turn-friendly track. He has a real shot at this 200.
Hudson Smith in 8, Richards in 6.
Yeah, long sprints incoming. Momentarily, here from Grand Slam track.
Pretty good start from Hudson Smith, although Gardner got out sharply as well, so did Richards. And Ogando's going well in lane 4. He may well just take the lead into the home straight, but it's going to be tight. Richards right there with him. It's Ogando, Richards pulling away. Hudson Smith with a lot of work to do. But look at Ogando go! He's gone! Ogando wins it! 20.14.
This league he opened up.
Richards second, Gardner
the guy in
third.
second was going to have any closing kick, but
Hudson Smith
Ogando
waves goodbye to the slam. Ogando 20.13 takes the win in the 200, but it'll be Richards who takes the big prize. Gardner, that was a good run from him to pop up. Hudson Smith just never got going around that bend, and the others were away and gone. But Ogando, for me, we said Richards hasn't been looking quite as good as he did in Miami, but that is a big performance. Now it's looking on here as Matt Hudson Smith.
Wait, what?
That can't be right.
Well, it would be worse for him to find out that he actually doesn't have the 100K.
Have I got that wrong then? Can't do my maths. 8 points. 6 points and 8 points, 14 points. Yeah, he gets 4 points. It was enough. It was enough. Because Richards didn't win that. We said he had to win.
Right.
I thought coming second was going to be enough because Hudson Smith looked so far back. But you know what? He's just done enough there. Just done enough. I don't think he would have thought that the way that was panning out.
No. But you know what? I like the fact that winning in an event gives you a slight advantage. It gives you a bit of a cushion. And like I said, Ogando on the turn in Miami was just, it was crazy how far he got out. So I expected him to get out. I honestly think that he might have backed off a bit in Miami coming to the line because he thought he was going to win. He was so far ahead. He made sure to maintain his form and his push all the way to the line here. Wasn't playing around and held on for the victory.
So the Brits love 5th place, you know. Remember Josh Kerr was 5th in the 800 and won the slam. Yeah. Hudson Smith, 5th place, good enough, 4 points. That 12 points you get for the win is big.
Got to get those, man.
Yeah. So the win then for Ogando. Hudson Smith, though, will just by 1 point,
get up
there for the slam win.
Matthew Hudson-Smith taking down the 100K.
Second
As much as I
slam
make
win.
here streaming.
Won the very first one in Kingston.
You know,
win
each
here
day.
in Philly. Which one's sweeter?
Thanks to Dan Clancy.
The second one, because
the opportunity. Just
my get
like
back.
Danny for one. But
last time I did
yeah,
the 200
big
in
prize
Miami, I
money
put my
there for
hamstring.
Matthew Hudson-Smith.
Just want my coach to tell me to be safe and get round. I got round and got 100K, so I can't complain.
So as you're running the 200, you have the hamstring in the back of your mind. What's going through your mind as you come up on the home stretch?
Just get to the line as safely as possible. It's a long year. Running 2 high-quality races back-to-back is tough on the body, but we're dealing with it the best we can, and we just keep going.
Congratulations.
Interviewing a band on Thursday called
Short Distance.
Bacon Wagon. Man, I might need some of their merch.
Immigrants from Ethiopia and 5 siblings growing up. So
what type of music do they do?
I never really was a super talkative person or extroverted person growing up. I was kind of recruited.
I'm going to
by
assume
my
traditional
track coach after
bluegrass.
PE
Oh,
coach
noise
told
rock.
him about me because I would always just run the mile
That was
as fast as I could in PE.
They're from Switzerland. That's really cool.
You'd run this mile for a grade, and there's this McDonald's a block down the road. And so I was kind of just like, well, I should run as fast as I can and get there first before everyone else. Then I can be just chilling and eating McDonald's while everyone is in line. Kind of kept racing, kept getting better, and enjoying it more than I really ever thought I could enjoy a sport, because I am just not a sporty person. But I decide, as long as I get a good balance of academics and athletics, that I can make that happen. Throughout my college running career, I would always say, I'm doing school above everything. Running is important to me, but it was always going to be second. However, I was able to win the 1500 in the DMR my sophomore year of college. It kind of felt like, the first steps to something bigger. I never thought I'd go to the Olympics, much less be an athlete this good in general.
It's Nagoose. This is still anybody's race.
My family, my friends, my
Video
boyfriend,
games are
all
getting
just
more
very,
real.
very
Yeah, they're starting
supportive
to
of
look
just,
pretty,
how good I was.
pretty
And,
photorealistic.
even at times, the best of people can kind of forget.
Did you get some good rest
I like to
after
think that most of
the
us
party yesterday, Carter?
do this because we take real enjoyment from the sport. There's a way to be chill and still win. I think that's something I want to prove this year.
Chill and still win, and he's going to be chilled today. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Yared. Everybody knows. Can he get himself the best birthday present? We're going to see very, very shortly. Incredibly competitive as ever. This men's short
small box
distance.
of the video.
Lots of different things can happen. But he's set it up beautifully for himself with a 3rd place in the 800
We're
meters
getting better
yesterday.
all the time.
But watch out for Josh Hoey. Very good at 800 as well. He was, at 1500 as well. He was 2nd yesterday in the 800 meters. So anything could happen here. Genuinely anything could happen, because Arop is getting better at 1500 after an incredible run in the 800.
Feeling better. Neck is sore. You're out there dancing.
Previously on Grand Slam track, men's short distance.
Arop is away and gone into the home straight. Look at the gaps in this. This is sensational from the Canadian. Absolutely destroying this field. Arop looking better than ever. So what do we think, Carrie? This is beautifully set up. Will the birthday boy win?
I mean, he is the one that always seems to take it out and go for it. I'm waiting for him to win one of these, and so today would be a really fun day for him.
Elliot Giles, first time in the slam. He's good at both events, but struggled yesterday, as did everybody, to chase this man here. Marco, he was just a smart race, made it hard from the bell. Hoey tried his best to hang on to him, and the man who's just burst onto the scene in the last 18 months or so is good at 1500 meters as well. The Olympic champion, but he's had 5 1500 meter races since winning the Olympics, has not won one of them. Can he change that here? Really interesting man. This is Sam Chappell from the Netherlands, British father, Spanish mother, and had a great indoor season and is very good at 1500 as well. Probably not in the class of some of these guys though, including Nagoose. Happy birthday, Yared. Hope it's a good one. Now, can Hobbs Kessler kind of change things up here? Was 4th in the 800 And, well, he knows all these guys all know each other so well.
To run
Was
again
at the Olympics
momentarily.
with his two famous teammates here. And what can Josh Kerr get back to winning ways in the 1500 meters? He did it in Miami, the world champion, reigning world champion. Again was 5th in the 800, and that was enough, and we've just seen it. 5th and 12 points. You can win it. You can win the slam after coming 5th in one event. So there they are, back against the wall.
Pull the sound up again. I mean, maybe I would love it if I was in the block,
Philadelphia, because that 1500 meter starts
Joy
right
does it
at the bottom of the back straight. So Carrie, look at this leader. You wouldn't expect that.
No, I am surprised to see Marco Arab out there, but he said yesterday after that race he wants this win. You know, he's been close at the slams and he's getting more confident and excited every single time he does this longer event. But Yair Nuguse always finding himself up in there, right close to that lead. But Cole Hocker, okay, here we go. This is the guy that we know. He's probably sick of where he's been finishing, and he wants to be up front.
Sure.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? I think you're right.
Probably won't try to race anymore. Maybe.
Might not notice. I'll just run slow.
Maybe the kids are laying down when the stream wraps
Marco,
up.
they've noticed. Here goes Hocker. Nuguse follows. Howie is there.
Probably all
Kessler
napped out
just
for the
tucked
day.
on the inside. Then Elliott, Josh Kerr right at the back. Not interested at this point. Sam Chappell alongside him in the
spot got a wall.
Dark strip. Coming through. That was not a particularly fast first 400 meters, but it wasn't slow. 57-ish, something like that. And that's a decent pace. So Hocker has got different tactics here. Remember, we saw
if you guys
this
are watching
kind
on
of
YouTube, we love you to subscribe, hit the thumbs up,
women's
love those
1500
reactions
meters
as well. If
yesterday.
you're watching on
Let's
Twitch,
change this up.
Yeah, let's change it up. And you know,
should
I
have
think
the
that he
tab
knows
open,
that
and if you haven't
Cole Hocker
followed,
knows
please
there's guys
follow.
in this race that can kick, so he has to be able to draw that out just a
Chat's
little
down,
bit.
kiss blocks
Nuguse
into
can
the
kick
race
though,
action.
and he is a 1500 meter specialist. Here are our top 3 from the Olympic Games right here, with Kerr moving up into 3rd there. But Josh Hoey, that is the guy that I think a lot of people have question marks on, in particular in this event. He's so good over 800 meters. He was a superstar in high school. Everyone here in Philly knows him. He's had some coaching changes, I think 5 coaching changes. He's been through a lot, but I think a lot of people are wondering, what can that man do? Look at Marco Arab, though, answering every little surge, every little move. This is what he needs to do to get himself into the front and on the top of the Grand Slam.
He went through 800 in 156. That was all down to Cole Hocker, the Olympic champion. Nuguse, his teammate on his shoulder. Rob, the Canadian, this is not his event, but he's looking good at the moment. Josh Kerr made the big move to get involved because he didn't want Hocker or anyone else to jump off the front, and maybe Hoey fancies it. They're coming down this time. It'll be the bell. Everybody's still in with a chance. Hobbs Kessler's just stuck on the inside a little bit. Josh Hoey decides to make it a good long run. Goes past Hocker.
Yeah, and Hocker just didn't even really react to that. He didn't pull back, but he just didn't react to that. You would thought he would have looked at him just a little bit. He's starting to try to get out, but look at Nuguse right there. Looks like he's got a little bit of, I don't know, some kind of discomfort on his face. Or Marco Arab way out on the outside lane.
Look at this, the Canadian, the 800-meter runner, has taken it to the 1500 guys. What Yogi did it in Kingston, the Olympic 800-meter champion. This is the man who finished second to him, and he's got the 1500 guys trailing in his wake. Can he be strong enough? Arrow looks brilliant here. Here comes Josh Kerr. Here comes Josh Hoey. Here comes Cole Hocker. They all want to get in front of him. Hocker's got it at the moment. Josh Kerr, though, has got the momentum. Josh Kerr is going to take it again. Josh Kerr wins the 1500 meters. Now, Arrow was 5th there. He was
the final
5th
standing
in the 800.
like. Yeah, nice.
So that means they're going to be on the same points. Kerr and Arrow.
I wonder what Steve named this.
Same points. What was the time difference between them? It was a big gap.
Yeah, I was impressed
in
with
the
that's
800.
the way to finish
I don't
that
think it was a big gap here, though. I think the Canadian's going to get it. In fact, he's been given 4th place in the finish. I thought he was 5th. The photo finish says he was 4th. So the slam champion is disappearing down the straight there with the flag.
Listen, yesterday when we saw him run that 800 meters, I was wondering, why did he push so hard over the last 150? Yes, he wanted to win, but he won by a lot over Hoey. listen, that is why you need to run as hard as you can in both events, because that's why he won the slam. It's because he ran fast yesterday and he ran fast again today.
Well, all sorts happening there. The big move, maybe just a little bit early,
Yeah,
maybe just a bit impetuous, and then he just didn't have the legs. So what's going to happen then? Well, Hocker, the Olympic champion, I haven't won a race since Paris. I'm going to win this one. No, you're not. Here comes the world champion. Josh Kerr takes it. What's happening behind? Erop, his legs are heavy, but he hangs on. I thought he'd lost fourth, but he hung on for fourth, and that means he's the slam champion. Pops Kessler was trying to get involved as well. He kept out of the way. I mean, Kerr's going to be happy though, because he's twice now beaten the guys. You know, he's won the 1500. That's the 1500 guys wanting to make sure they come out on top. But well done, Marco Arop. It was brilliant, really good.
Brilliant by Arop. But Kerr, again, looked great, but got to give it up to Cole Hocker. He did mix it up, and he is back out in front. Yeah, he got beat today, but this is every single week, every single month. Things are gearing up for the big one in Tokyo this fall.
Yeah, that's 6 for 6 for Hocker, but I think you're right. You know, it's what happens for him. It'll be about the championship later in the year in that sense. But goodness me, made a big effort to win that there. Kerr maybe just thought that he'd done enough to get the slam title.
Overall, it's going to be a rock.
With a big fourth place by 1 point, finishes ahead of the British athlete. Josh Hoey comes through for the third overall prize, 30,000 for him.
It's a third, Hockler, Kessler, and so on.
Marco Arop, second in Kingston, second in Miami, but got the slam here in Philly. Incredible.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was awesome. I knew after yesterday's win, I was coming in with a lot of confidence, but I was going to have to be very careful with the tactics, so I wanted to make sure that I controlled the race at least for
Hey, what's up, Mason Clux? How's your day?
Before someone else took over, and just stay composed the whole way.
Talking about composure, talking about control of the race, that last lap, you absolutely went for it.
Yeah, you know, I thought I had the win.
It looks like to me.
To be honest, but those guys are so strong. I got to give a lot of credit to them.
But what you did was you won the slam. That's what it's all about. $100,000 US and your first ever one.
Yeah, what's your Sunday looking like there,
That's all that matters. Slam champion, baby. Let's go. Thank you.
I'm a proud Canadian.
It's your rookie patch card.
But that was a great race. And you know what? Just fine-tuning that last little bit. That's all it takes.
That was exciting.
Josh giving his shoes away. Wash them, lads. Yeah. Nice prize for them.
There is no way they're washing those. But you're going to get every little bit of that speed.
Well, their race is over. Spikes have gone. But Gabby Thomas coming up in the short sprints. We asked Gabby just to walk us through her kind of pre-race routine here at Franklin Field.
Right, we're getting in the blocks, and we'll have more.
It's Friday. It's pre-meet day. I'm feeling pretty good. It's great stadium. I love being out here. It reminds me of my college days. We had our conference here for Ivy League. Most people don't know that I am a long jump conference champion. Right over there in that pit where I jumped my long jump PB. I'm out here and I'm having fun. Vibes are high. I'm trying to find a TikTok to do, guys. Doing the short sprints category, and we have a pretty intense lineup, so I'm just gonna go out there and try to win. I mean, that's what I do. It's not really about the time, it's not about performance, it's about, you know, who can I be? Who's in the lane next to me? I think there are some nerves. I think I've kind of learned to just go with them, ride with the nerves. It's just part of it. All right, well, that's a wrap on my pre-meet today, so I'll see you guys tomorrow right here at the crowd.
Traffic looks okay for being a big city, right? I mean, it is a Sunday, so it may not be like the normal rush hour.
With Gabby Thomas, and was a bit surprised yesterday, I think, in the 200 meters. Melissa Jefferson wouldn't absolutely.
Got the washboard abs
just the
there.
bench, she just kept going, and you know, Gabby normally runs people down in the home straight. Wasn't able to do it.
She wasn't. You know what? I think Gabby may start realizing that she's more of a 200, 400 person. I mean, she didn't really train for the 400 this year, and she's got the third fastest time of the year. She's got the speed, she's got the range. Her getting in the race early just isn't her style.
And in terms of the 100, I mean, Jefferson Wooden, we think, is going to take this as well.
Yeah, Jefferson Wooden's been showing a lot of good shape this year. Her running good in the deuce is a testament to her 100.
Previously on Grand Slam track, women's short sprints.
Jefferson Wooden into the home straight with a good 2-meter lead.
Oh, wow.
Can Gabby Thomas hold this in? Can she get there? It's going to be tight in the line, but she's going to hold 21.99. $100 meters this time, the shorter sprint. Who is going to take this? Thelma Davis in lane 1. Yet to break 11 seconds, runs for Liberia now, Liberian parents. And then we've got Jenna Prandini, always better at 200, but is a sub-11 100-meter runner. Good few years ago now, though. Tamara Davis, excuse me. Now it's second in Miami. We had the following win there. We got the big fast times, 10:79. She ran. The wind was just above the legal limit, but that was quick. Melissa Jefferson Wooden was just ahead on that occasion, taking the win, and is the favorite to take the win here, and then, therefore, to take the slam title. Gabby Thomas dropped into these short sprints in Miami, and now finished second there, and looks as though she would have to have something incredible here to turn things around. Dina Rasher-Smith, world champion back in 2019 in the 200, British record holder.
Don't blink, you might miss it. Here we go. It's going to be quick and to the point, and we'll get ourselves a victor.
10:94 a couple of years ago, was running very well at the moment.
Starting good.
Good starter again. May well figure in this. Celera Barnes in lane 7. Jaden Mays in 5. Well, Mays, Barnes, you don't think are going to figure in terms of the slam. That's not going to happen, because we're not going to see any crazy drama here. You just think that Melissa Jefferson Wooden, where she's at the moment, that Gabby Thomas is.
I was thinking Seiko, but yeah, Ramirez is probably
even at her very best, she would struggle to get ahead of Jefferson Wooden.
Well, it would be sweet revenge to get Jefferson Wooden back in her event, as she took her event. Tall ask.
Oh, there
Big
you go.
Big ask. So we've got Davis is in 3, next to Jefferson Wooden in 4. Thomas is in 5. Watch out for Barnes in 7. And they get away first time, and look at Jefferson Wooden already got a big start. Gabby Thomas 2 meters behind at this point. Tamara Davis going well in second. But miles ahead of everybody. Jefferson Wooden 10:74.
That was nasty.
That is a legal win. That is incredibly quick. The fastest in the world this year.
Sprint there from Jefferson.
9 meters.
Nasty.
10:74. Personal best.
It's freezing out here. It's freezing out here. 10:73, sorry. In this weather,
that is
barely any wind, alone.
Right there was some of my best times.
I'm realizing her realization.
She now gets onto the world all-time top 10, is level with Christine Aron with that time.
That's serious. If you hear her talk now, you're seeing that she's understanding, wait a second, I'm here. I'm not playing with these girls no more. And it's coming on her performances.
Sub 22 in the 200, and yeah, that just gave you a sign, to give you an inkling of what was likely to happen. Gabby Thomas left doing the selfies.
You know, I asked her how her approach changes when she's actually a favorite. And she actually said that it works better for her. She likes the spotlight. She likes people knowing that she's here. And technically, this was an amazing race. I find that she pops her head up a little earlier times. She didn't do that throughout this race. I wanted to see that view again. That's good we're seeing this. And coming into the line, I'd mentioned in Miami and also in Kingston, she was doing this thing with her arms, some rolling motion. I didn't see that today. Is that why she ran in the 10-7 range? Maybe.
Well,
it could be hearing my broadcast. But a class above the field. And she knows now. She knows she's here, and we know she's here.
Yeah.
A star's being born.
Absolutely focused there, and well, we know, and look at Michael say, woo! And then what do we all do? We all look, where's the wind gauge? Where's the wind reading?
Yeah.
It's legal.
Yeah.
Big run. 2 big runs. Was a surprise that she won the 200. Maybe not to her, but certainly to Gabby Thomas and most of us watching. But wasn't a surprise she won the 100. But that time, 10:73. That's one of the quickest 100 meters by a woman you've ever seen here in Philadelphia. Davis, Tamari Davis, just came ahead of Thelma Davis in that race. It means Tamari Davis will hang on to 2nd place. Gabby Thomas has to settle for 3rd overall.
10:73, Melissa. Sold out crowd. What does this moment mean to you?
It means everything. I've been working so hard for this, and I'm just learning so many new things about myself, the way I go about training, the way I go about staying disciplined even when I'm not feeling my best. And it's just all coming together, and I'm so happy I was able to get a new PB, win legal this time. So it's time to go back home, get back in the lab, and get ready for the next slim.
Win legal, but it is cold out here. What does that tell you about where you are right now on June 1st?
It's cold for everybody, and I do my best to warm up to the best of my ability. And my coach's main thing today was to make sure that I stay warm, so that's what I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's going on? Good seeing you, man.
Grand Slam champ.
Mr. Grand Slam right now.
Mr. Grand Slam champ. What's your target for this weekend, man?
Hey, just to win and dominate, just like I've been doing.
You want to walk me through your favorite 100-meter race you ran?
Miami did.
Let's go then.
It just felt effortless. Not many people have that top end speed, so if I'm with y'all, you know, it's over.
It's going to be Kenny again! Whoa!
How did Kung Fu Kenny come around?
So I love Kung Fu, and that's why we came up with Kung Fu Kenny, and Kung Fu Kenny has a set of values that pertain to me, which is humbleness, discipline, respect, and dedication. And I just try to live those values on and off the track.
Kenny is the man when it comes to top end speed. What are you feeling right now?
I mean, I'm feeling free. Everything feels effortless. Also, just making sure just to keep pressing on the gas.
He's gone. He's well clear. There's daylight between him and the rest. That's fast. That's quick.
We both share the same 200-meter time.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah,
right?
Yeah. This year, we're going to see something even faster than that. I've been taking everything to the next level, and I think I can get that done.
Do you think that being a part of the Grand Slam from the beginning has helped you become a sharper athlete?
This format has definitely for sure helped me. I mean, the more that I, get to step on in 100 meters and just keep getting that reps in, that gives me the opportunity to show off my talents. Yeah, I mean, I love it.
Getting towards the end. I think yesterday's stream was about 2 hours-ish.
What are you thinking about
how much more we'll have on
when you're coming and approaching the finish line?
Those moments are intense. You just got to dig deep, try to get that win.
Good luck in the future, man. Philly's here for you. Go for it.
Appreciate it.
Justin Gatlin with Kenny Bednarek, and I wonder if he saw that 100-meter run by Melissa there and think, I wonder what I can do.
I mean, you see your training partner do well, it hypes you. It happens to everybody.
Christine, what's happening? How's everything up,
big champion
up Canada the way, Christine?
Here we've got Christian Coleman, former world champion in this 100 meters. Certainly for Coleman, he's the one person you'd think could perhaps beat Kenny here. Sadly, Christian Miller, who would have also had an opportunity, has had to withdraw.
Thank you for being here.
So no lane 7. Zarnell Hughes, who finished second to Kenny in the 200 meters again. Hasn't looked as sharp over 100 in recent times. So I just wonder how this is going to go.
Nathan Mariners got blown out yesterday.
On Grand Slam track.
Pretty sure that's what one of the Mariner buddies was saying in the TikTok channel.
Got away, but Kenny's got away strongly as well. And look at Coleman in lane 2. He has come to the races here. Here goes Kenny away.
But maybe they bounced back. I know they played pretty well this season.
In fact, almost a week between him and the rest.
Oh, they did win. It was the day before. Okay. My days are running
100 meters, always a climax of any track meet. So from lane 1, And Wazirike, 22-year-old from Nigeria, was 7th in the 200 meters. Brian Lavelle of Jamaica, 21-year-old, has run both of those men
Yeah,
under
last
10
night's stream I don't
seconds.
remember a lot of it. I know he wasn't playing particularly well. I think I was just kind of, I don't say going through the motions, but I was, you know, forcing myself to be on, so I didn't want to lose sort of the algorithm
former Olympic champion.
Feed that you get from being there kind of consistently, particularly for TikTok. I think YouTube's kind of that way too. You know, if you're there
far ahead of everybody else. Can Hughes hang on to him? It's been a while. The last time Zarnell ran under 10 seconds was when he was 3rd to win the bronze medal at the World Championships in Budapest in 23. Christian Coleman. The last time he won a 100-meter race that wasn't a heat or a semi-final was a year ago at the pre-meet. He ran 9:95. So winning is something Christian needs to rediscover. Lane 7 is empty. Then we've got Aaron Brown of Canada, was 3rd in the 200 meters. Was at the World Relays with Andre de Grasse, the lead-off man for the Canadian 4x1 squad. Kenny has got used to winning. He's got used to, well, he's got a bigger bag to take the money home now, I think.
He does, but even though there was the heights of yesterday, he's actually in a peculiar position. He can really lose this thing. Zarnell won by 1,000th in that 200 yesterday to get him into 2nd place. If he beats Kenny in this 100, which is possible, he has a better PR.
Yeah, he
World
does.
Championships bronze medalist. Drama.
It would be.
All right, they are in the blocks.
Kenny's
Here we go for our next
Coleman
race.
in 6. Gets out smartly, Kenny, but Coleman's the quickest. He's got a half a meter, but here comes Kenny. He's already gone into the front and away he's gone. Again, Kenny Vanderweg is a boss. 987.
Similar to the ladies.
Wow! It's quick here in Philadelphia. It might be chilly.
It's freezing.
But they are hot on the track. Very hot. 986. A new personal best. Windle Eagle. Nobody can take that away from him. Slam champion, we know that. Look how much he won by. He won the 200 by nearly half a second. And he's won this one by almost a couple of tenths. Away he goes. Good luck, guys. Go on, chase it. Nobody else can. Wow.
Well, Kenny's on a level right now, man. It's clear. 986 on this track. New track record here, actually. Christian Miller, a high schooler who had to pull out of the race, had the record.
Well, that ties the world lead at the moment, which was set just this weekend by Saminu of Ghana, but Zarnell Hughes is 2nd again. Overall, 3rd place in the 100 meters. He quietly keeps picking up a reasonable amount of cash, Zarnell, without necessarily troubling the winning tape.
And I gotta say this, I don't really like what ifs, but if it was warmer today, the clock would have said something stupid. But 987, he can still be happy with that. And the world has to take notice at this stage. And a lot of people like to say, well, it's still May or it's still June. We're getting into the time now where these times matter and these performances mean something, and Kenny's confidence is raising.
And one of the things you've said, and it's so evident here, it looks like it's just coming easily. He's not forcing it. When you see him in the last 20 meters, so relaxed. You know how Bolt used to look like? It kind of just, it's just so easy. We know it's not easy, but look at his face there.
Composure. Oh, girlfriend, wife, loving it.
She's a professional golfer. I mean, they both have so much going for them, so it's probably a really fun household right now.
Well, it's all about winning and continuing to do it, Kenny. That's another maximum points, 12 points. 986, as I mentioned, took that 100th off. That's important. Co-world leader at the moment. As Anson was saying, though, in these conditions, that's an amazing performance.
Race for 2nd.
24 points. Zarnell Hughes, as ever, consistent coming through to take 2nd. Brian Lavelle, good first slam for him, taking 3rd.
I mean, with 12 points and He'll take home a nifty 30,000.
Kenny Benderek, the first ever Grand Slam track three-peat is complete. How was that for you?
It feels amazing. I'm just happy to be here, and I came out to perform, and that's what I did, so I'm just happy.
You're looking almost invincible at this point. A clean sweep in all three events, 72 points. That means you are currently the racer of the year and looking favourite to take the title in LA. Is that in your mind at all?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, that's a little extra motivation, but like I said, every single meet that I go to, I just stay to the script that my coach and I built, and this is the performance we get.
And just finally, is this the best ever Kenny Benderek we're seeing?
No, this is not the best. We still got a lot more to go. We're not even peaked yet, so I'm just getting a taste.
Well, that's very exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. The French quarterfinals. I wonder when the last time that happened was. Maybe like Sanford and Agassi, just off the top of my head.
I haven't even peaked yet. Wow.
But I could definitely be wrong.
Well, he certainly was on top form here. So many great performances from our champions, but those last two races, the two 100 meters, special.
Very special. And that 100th that he got actually gave him a new personal best.
Looks like he's not even interested in that. He's just looking at what's ahead, knows that there's more to come. Well, that's it for our third Grand Slam. Here are our winners. Jasmine Jones, welcome to her. She picked up the win, while Tedji with 2 wins in the 8 and the 1500. Akira Nugent similarly in the short hurdles. Paulino was dominant again. All of our winners doing brilliantly well. Madsen Smith, despite coming 5th in the 200, comes away with a slam win. Similar for Marco Arop. Great run in the 1500, his so-called weaker event. And Nico Young came up in the men's long distance, where there was just one race, the 3,000 meters. Philadelphia have done us proud. Franklin Field, as ever, has produced some brilliant performances, but here we can see we're now in the Racer of the Year with just one more slam to come. And the Women's Racer of the Year, Jefferson Wooden, has now jumped out ahead of
it's been a long time since
Sydney's dropped to 3rd after moving down to the short sprints. In the men's event, Kenny just continues to stay out there. Dos Santos was matching him,
but
not today because he was beaten
recently
in the 400-meter flat. So Kenny now has a 6-point lead over Dos Santos, and then the rest are quite a way back, surely between just those two.
I like that graphic.
All right, quick highlight for you. Anson first.
I think I'm gonna go with Melissa. I'm gonna go with Melissa again. That was, I think that 1073 was the performance of the meet. Right behind Kenny.
I'm going to say Marco Arop. I mean, he is just on fire right now, and he's coming into his own in the longer one. So it's going to be fun to watch him in his 800 meters this summer, but also maybe moving on up.
Yeah, Philadelphia has done us proud. The athletes have been brilliant, as they have been right throughout Grand Slam series. I've enjoyed these 2 days. We'll be back again in Los Angeles on June 28th, 29th. But from Carrie Tollefson, Anson Henry, and myself, Steve Cram, hope you've enjoyed it. Goodbye. The world's best athletes come together to decide the winner of the sport's biggest prizes.
Ready, set, go. Out here. I might volume up not so loud that it's actually
It's going to be a Kira Nugent slam.
We'll wait for this.
Ready, set, go. Well. Again, Kenny Benderek is a boss.
That might be the wrap. I'm going to double check the PDF here. So the last race was to be the men's short sprint. So yeah, I think that's it for Grand Slam track. Let me see. Can't spot or anybody's on. All right. It's going to be a real tight raid. Thanks, Spot. Thanks for hanging out. If you guys are in chat, be sure to follow him. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe if you haven't. And, yeah, hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. I'm going to enjoy my birthday tomorrow. And we'll do it again on the next live stream, probably tomorrow night, going into June 3rd morning. So here we go, out to Vegas.